The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
Coming up on Muddy River Gems, brought to you by Dot Foods, a tour of the St. Francis of Assisi Church in Springfield that you will never forget. Father, have you gotten used to this beauty yet, or do you still come in here and sort of, are you all inspired?
Yes, that's in fact the exact words I was going to use. It's still awe-inspiring when I walk through these doors into this beautiful church. Sisters did a great job securely displaying for public veneration these relics. Most of them are first-class relics. That is, they're bone fragments or hair, something physically connected to the body of these saints.
That's on the next Muddy River Gems, sponsored by Dot Foods.
Find furniture for the family room, bedroom, dining room, or home office. With new items arriving every week, discover furnishings and inspiration to create a better life at home. Harvey's Furniture, our home, your home.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Brittany Boll, filling in for Ashley Conrad, and today my guest is Tony Dede from the Adams County Health Department. Hey Tony, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Hey, so what do you have for me today?
Today, I have news about our Household Hazardous Waste Collection event.
And that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
But you nailed it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I practiced it before I came here, walking or driving in the car here, and repeated it multiple times.
I don't think I can still say it.
Yeah.
Household Hazardous Waste Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day.
Yay! Okay. All right, so what is this? What does this consist of?
So this is an event that Illinois EPA is co-sponsoring with the Adams County Health Department. So we're going to make this really confusing because while the EPA and the Health Department are getting together on this event, we're actually having it out at the Adams County Highway property.
Okay.
So we are going to throw all kinds of tongue twisters in this event.
Yeah.
So it's a great event, and basically what it boils down to is anybody who has chemicals that is part of their home, their residence, this is a great time. If you don't have a use for it anymore, you don't have anybody to give it away to use it in their house, and you just have to get rid of it, this is a great opportunity to get rid of these chemicals.
Okay. What kind of chemicals?
Like right now, it's the end of the season, and a lot of people have closed up their pools. Maybe they have excess pool chemicals that they can't use next year. Great opportunity to get rid of it. Old pesticides, used motor oil. Some people who maybe work on cars at home, as part of their personal fleet of vehicles, changing oil or old gas, they can bring it to this event and get rid of those kind of chemicals as well.
So these are things that you don't normally throw away in your trash.
Absolutely. We don't want them in your trash because these are the things that, they get into the groundwater, they cause problems and such. We've heard, issues in the news lately about forever chemicals, and this is one of the steps that we can do to protect our groundwater from any kind of chemicals.
So where do you take these hazardous chemicals?
Well, we have been fortunate that it used to be in the past, we were only able to get on this list once every 7 years.
Okay.
So 2 years ago, we had an event, and they told us at that time that we get enough traffic, enough participation, that we're worthy of having an annual event.
Awesome. So that means come out and do it again.
Come out and do it again. And our goal is, first week of October is our goal. Now, we had one scheduled last year, and something unfortunate happened. The Illinois EPA contracts with a hazardous waste collection company. The interesting thing is, last year, the hazardous waste collection company's incinerator caught fire on the wrong part.
Okay.
So we had to cancel last year's events. So while I apologize to everybody who registered last year.
Yes. Today we're not smoking.
We're not smoking. We're not up in flames.
Okay.
The correct part of the machine is flaming and burning the chemicals like it's supposed to. So that's exactly what we want, and we can have this event.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess when is the event?
This event is going to be, and that's a great question, a week from Saturday.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm not sure when this
This will air tomorrow.
Okay, so a week from Saturday, so that's October 7th. It goes from 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Now, we do ask for our participants to register, and this is open to all Illinois residents.
Okay.
And if you've got a lot of chemicals that you need to bring, old medicine, fluorescent bulbs, that you can bring those as well. If you've got a lot of stuff that you can't bring on your own, and you have friends and family that maybe drive a Missouri truck or whatever, we're not going to stop you because you're driving a Missouri vehicle.
Good to know.
Yeah, it is. It's intended for Illinois residents, but if you need to phone a friend from Missouri to help you carry it all, by all means, do it. And we're not restricting it to a single household. So if you have friends, family, elderly neighbors that need stuff brought in, when you register on our website, we're going to ask you how many households are you bringing in hazardous waste for, just so we can show the EPA that we're worthy to have this event.
Exactly.
Bigger numbers, better.
So then the EPA takes care of this hazardous material and they dispose of it properly is what you're...
They actually contract with a specialized company. They're called Heritage Environmental. Heritage Environmental had to pull that.
Nice pull.
They contract with them, so they actually will pay them to do all the dirty work.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's an interesting setup.
So with the event, are we driving through? Is it a drive-through?
It is a drive-through, and anybody who's been part of this event in the past have been used to driving into the highway complex from Main Street.
Okay.
We are going to reverse that direction this year. They're actually going to enter off of 54th Street.
Okay.
It's the same road that passes Home Depot. And there's a main entrance there for the highway department. And so we're going to have them enter that way and then exit what used to be the entrance.
And then when they register, is there a time are they given a time then after registration? So that maybe relieves blockage in the...
Right. We only have so much roadway to work with.
Exactly.
And we don't want to block the...
So that's why registering is important.
Right. And it also gives us a good idea how many people to expect. So we want to know, have an idea of what our workload is and what the hazardous waste company's workload is going to be.
If somebody doesn't register, will you turn them away?
Turn them away.
Okay.
If you just are absolutely opposed to registering, we're going to get your information when you come in. Do not.
Or if they just forget, maybe.
If they forget.
And they still want to unload that paint.
I would rather you come in and get rid of the material than not come at all.
And throw it in your trash.
Throw it in the trash, dump it on the ground, whatever. My recommendation is, if you are just absolutely opposed to registering, I'm going to sigh really big.
We need those numbers. Tony needs those numbers.
I don't recommend under any circumstances coming within the first hour.
Okay.
Any event that the health department has, whether it's
gonna
a
be
flu
big.
clinic, everybody likes to line up ahead of time at the beginning, and that's when our biggest congestions are going to be. So mid to late morning is going to be a good time. Early afternoon, good time. But stay away from that 8 o'clock hour. You'll probably cause me to pull my hair out.
There's one last thing in the list that I noticed. It was actually, I think, in the release on our story on Muddy River News, was there are two different types of paints. One, and some people might be confused with that. I am myself. So one is disposable that you can throw away.
Right. So if you have oil-based paints, spray paints, you need to get rid of those. You can bring those oil-based spray paints.
Okay, so those are the ones you don't throw in the trash.
Right. You can bring those to the Household Hazardous Waste Collection event.
Nice.
And we'll get rid of those for you. If it is a latex paint, that is something you can get rid of yourself.
Okay.
It's not toxic. The best thing we recommend is you have a couple options. Pull the lid off, let it dry on its own. That takes a really long time if you have a lot of paint. Pour it into the bottom of a box, and it takes a long time. Or if you want the down and dirty quick method, pour some kitty litter into it, mix it in there.
Okay.
That'll dry it out. If it goes into the trash liquid, it's not going to hurt anything. But when that garbage truck compacts the trash, it squirts all over, and you make really unhappy garbage collectors.
Understood.
So
I'm not trying to make my garbage man mad.
Right. We want to keep them as happy as
Absolutely. Absolutely. How, I guess, any tips on how to transport this stuff in your car or drive through?
Put it in your trunk.
Yes.
Or the back of your truck, trailer if you need. They will, you pull it in, you pull into the event, they're going to take it out for you.
Okay.
All you have to do is put the car in park, pop the trunk. They are going to take care of all that work for you.
Awesome.
And you know, this is a great week. Citywide cleanups going on.
It is.
People are already
out. The weather's
out.
Nice. It's a
Yep.
good time to clean out before, I guess, the fall clean.
Yeah, they're already sorting through things for the citywide cleanup, so why not?
Perfect. Well, thank you, Tony, for getting this event together and providing this opportunity for us.
Well, we are glad to have it.
Well, thank you. Okay, coming up next is Coffee Talk, this time with Brittany and Bobby G.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
A&B Properties is Quincy's largest apartment rental company with hundreds of units available. They offer short-term and long-term rentals with 1 up to 4 bedroom apartments. A&B Properties meets the needs of its tenants with care, compassion, and a quality of service that exceeds expectations. A&B Properties also has a convenient tenant app for you to do your payments or make repair requests. Give them a call today. A&B Properties, 217-919-8080, Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
Welcome back, and it's Ashley's favorite segment, but without Ashley. Ready? Coffee Talk.
Ashley gone once again.
Yes, and thanks for joining me.
Glad to. Glad you're hosting because I got plenty of other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So I do.
I know.
I'm a busy guy.
And that took probably 37 times for me to like bring it back in because
all I got to do is cut it off at the beginning. You'll be fine. Nobody will know except when we show the blooper tape later on down the road.
I mean, I hope long time down the road.
You know.
All right.
You know, it's gonna be not too distant future.
Okay. Whatever. How's well, before we get into our subject today, how's your fantasy team doing?
Undefeated.
Mine is
a MASH unit.
Mine is
everybody's hurt or dead.
Mine is the most crippled team I've ever.
Every time she gets a new player, he gets hurt. So
I think I should submit my team for some kind of,
review.
Yeah.
No, they'll just go, oh my God.
Well, I think they might think I might have intentionally picked all the injured players, but I was just picking.
You just intentionally picked the one injured player who I told you not to pick. That one you did.
That I did out of notoriety, like his name, C-Cup, boom. And then everyone else, I mean, I did out of name notoriety too, because I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers, gone.
Yeah. Nick Chubbs, I did it because my
dog was Chubbs.
Yes. R.I.P. Chubbs.
And R.I.P. Nick Chubbs.
No kidding, he is
Derek Carr
dead.
Out for the year. The guy you picked to get Aaron Rodgers now out. He's not out for the year. He's probably out 3 or 4 weeks. But yeah, you play in a 2-quarterback league, so you've got to get another quarterback now.
I accidentally slipped my finger, and then I don't even know who I picked, but it was tight end, and I know that those do not score me points.
No,
so
you put a tight end in your flex. He only got you 5 points.
Yeah, so I'm not really. This isn't my. I'm not privy to this. This is my thing. What else isn't my thing? Interviews. So this week I'm filling in for Ashley.
You're doing fine.
Yeah, I guess.
You are.
And I do appreciate the pep from everybody, but in all reality, when I'm behind here, it does not feel the same as when I'm behind the bar, because maybe it's the blinding lights in my eyes, or I don't know. I'm not really good at taking the lead in a lot of things anymore. I used to be.
So it's not the hosting part, because when you come on with Ashley, there's no
Yes,
problem.
I can talk, and I'm good at speaking. I think not really. I'm not good at speaking. I'm good at saying what's on my mind for the most part. I think I said the other day, the only thing I wouldn't say to somebody's face is that their kid is ugly.
I heard that.
And then somebody goes, "Why would you say that anyway?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that in the instance of
Right.
What wouldn't you say to somebody's face? It would basically be that your kid is not that cute.
No.
Anything else I think is kind of not, it's off limits or not
Fair
off.
game.
Not off limits. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not the interviewer of the year, that's for sure. But who do you think? I do like to listen to interviews. That's like my hobby, I think, when I'm walking my dog. If you see me and I'm laughing, hysterically, it's not because I'm crazy. I mean, I might be a little crazy, but it's because I'm laughing mostly probably at whatever I'm listening to or enjoying whatever it is I'm listening to. Obviously, podcasts are all the rave, and, hey.
We're doing our own podcast now, and here we are. And we hope you like our podcast, because you might be watching this video, but we also do the podcasts that accompany these, and the numbers on the podcast, on the audio, are a lot lower than the video numbers, but they're coming up.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on. We're building something every day. We just try to build and do more and do better and do content, and Brittany's job is to be a content creator, and she does a great job at that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's what we should have put on your card, was content creator.
Not course. It was special.
Special correspondent, which I thought was nice, and
I said I'm not special.
Okay. But as far as interviewers, well, the classic was Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes. I'd watch 60 Minutes just to watch him grill people, and he had a lot of balls and asked tough questions, and I always thought that was great. Now, on podcasts, I really like Kara Swisher. She does an excellent job. She's she's very liberal, but I think she does a great job. And I think
like her
she's very
too.
thorough. And she's a great reporter. Before she became this podcast queen, she was a great reporter, especially a tech reporter, and worked for the Wall Street Journal and did a lot of work. She's written books on Silicon Valley. She's great. And Scott Galloway, who is her co-host on Pivot, I really like. His interviewing style is not as good as Kara's, but that's because Kara is a professional journalist. Scott is a professor at New York University who also does podcasts. So,
okay.
I like them a lot. And then if you remember, did you ever remember the old show that was on Bravo, the Inside the Actors Studio? The fella who hosted that, his first name was James, and now his last name just totally escaped me. He was really good because he'd have all these actors on, and he would just do these great interviews. And then his closing question every time was, when you leave this mortal plane and you head to the pearly gates, what do you hope to hear from what do you hope to hear, or something like that. And it was always very thoughtful and insightful, and people usually gave really good answers to that. So those are the kind of the guys and gals who I think have done a really good job in getting people to answer questions. I wasn't alive when Edward R. Murrow was doing his thing, but I've watched some of the old clips, and he was fantastic. I mean, we have journalism awards and scholarships and things named after him. But that's those are the people I've kind of looked at. And I know, you were the one who got me turned on to the Smartless podcast, and I just think it's fabulous. Not so much the interviewing, it's just the banter between them.
I was going to say, they're not the greatest interviewers. Out of all three of them, I think Jason Bateman has it with the thought-provoking questions. He's also my unconventional crush, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know why. Everyone has an unconventional celebrity crush, and mine is Jason Bateman. Who's yours?
Unconventional?
Yeah, like not somebody that people would normally think of for a celebrity crush.
I was like Helen Mirren.
Red hair.
No, she's conventional.
Oh, wait, I know who you're talking about.
Helen Mirren, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Christina Hendricks is definitely a conventional crush. But
the crime show.
Yeah, crime show, and then she was, of course, on Mad Men.
Okay.
Where she made her, that's where she became famous, so to speak. But Helen Mirren would be my other one, yeah.
I think that most of the interviews that I found compelling, or interviewers, are pretty much celebrities. I don't know, I guess, if you will. The first one that comes to mind would be Oprah. I think her biggest interview, I could be wrong, her biggest viewed interview, but then again, it's the power of the internet, is the Harry and Meghan interview, which is probably one of her more recent ones. I would think there would be more compelling ones. I don't know. Barbara Walters, her interview with Monica Lewinsky, which, I don't know, I was a little young for that, so there are some aspects of that I don't remember.
You can always rewatch it on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most watched ones on YouTube. Erin Moriarty, I think.
Yeah.
She's a pretty good, not so much, I don't want to say she's not good on camera, but just her follow back in journalism I thought was pretty cool. I look forward to seeing her interview, her local interview that she had here.
I liked Maureen Maher a lot from 48 Hours, and I got to know her and deal with her a lot.
You said that.
And but now she's out of the news business. I believe she's doing some work, something along the theological lines. So haven't talked to her in a long time. Used to running. I got to know her when the Loveless stuff was going on, and 48 Hours was coming down here. And then when I was working in Chicago, we met up for dinner a couple of times.
That's
and
pretty cool.
Just a really just a wonderful, down to earth person.
Cool. That's awesome. I think the initial person that got me into listening to interviews was Howard Stern.
Yeah, he's kind of Stern,
he's everyone's.
Stern's the guy that people like. I mean, he does a great job.
Okay, but he has become unlistenable to me. Like I originally bought or asked for a Christmas gift my Sirius subscription for Howard Stern and his interviews. It was the interviews that I wanted to hear more than anything. And yeah, I don't know. For me, it's too much anymore. It's kind of interesting, though, to see somebody change their entire existence or being through their, I guess, kind of it's through their politics-ish. I don't know if you would call that, but I mean, COVID changed Howard Stern. COVID turned him.
He was the most outgoing guy anyway. He was always a little on the reclusive side, but then when COVID hit,
this was like heaven for him.
He just totally supreme introvert after that.
Yeah, but it's just putting so much of it. I don't know. Yeah, I have to turn it off. So the person that I turned on, but he kind of holds the same stance, but it's not so much down your throat, is Conan. His podcast is amazing to me. I think it's my new Sirius Click, channel 106 on Sirius. Please, Conan, play this.
Is that the name of it?
No, I'm just saying out loud. Maybe one of his producers will hear this, and I'm like,
you can hashtag him when we share this. You can
Conan.
Hashtag Conan. There you go.
I like his assistant Sonas a lot. Her obnoxious laugh. I don't want to say that, but it reminds me of mine a little bit when I hear it on playback. Yes,
you have an obnoxious laugh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh.
No. Yeah. I don't know. So I think those are my people right now.
Don Imus was great too. Another old radio guy. Passed away a few years ago. He in his prime, he was outstanding, and I would watch his show in the mornings because CNBC carried it, or then MSNBC before like Morning Joe took over. So,
Who's your favorite late night person?
Well, it was Carson. And then Letterman.
Yeah, I would say Letterman. Letterman's up there with interviews too, I guess, but he also got kind of creepy. I don't know.
And then the other. I mean, Kimmel. The other guys are fine. I just don't watch it much anymore. Used to stay up, and when I was a kid, or when Carson was Carson, you'd stay up and watch the monologue. And if you liked the guest, you'd watch the guest. If you didn't like the guest, you'd go to bed or you'd go out when you were in college or whatever. So, I mean, because Carson was all the way through college for me, and then Leno. Leno was fine. And then I'll tell you what's fun, and it's really not an interview per se, but it's when Seinfeld does his comedians in cars with coffee.
Yeah,
those are great. I mean, and again, it's not a hard hitting interview. It's just fun, and then they go get coffee, and
those are the best interviews though. Yeah. Sometimes that's
very
when you really
so.
get to know somebody. I was looking up, I guess, the most groundbreaking interviews. The only one that I guess that I can remember what that noted in me was it was a serial killer that Piers Morgan interviewed, and in the interview, this was I think in the 70s, I could be wrong, the serial killer, I don't know his name either, way to go, way to retain, but that he said in the middle of the interview, I guess, why he did the things he did, which, I mean, that's something for an interviewer to crack. It's impressive.
Steve Kroft's interview with Bill and Hillary Clinton when all that stuff first started happening with his problems when he was a candidate.
Did Barbara Walters interview them too, or no?
I'm sure at some point, but Steve Kroft, I think, did the original one, I think, for 60 Minutes, because it came on right before or after the Super Bowl. I don't remember, but then when that was all going on. So that was a pretty big one. And then, you really can't, think of any others off the top of my head. I mean, there's always been, you'll see, again, you'll watch a certain interview, you'll watch some flashbacks or whatever, and, they're always good. But, the ones that, like I said, the ones that stand out are the ones, like you said, with, Oprah with Meghan and Harry. And those are the ones that seem to really garner all the attention.
I think some of that's the internet, though, the power of the internet. Because I think some of these other interviews might have been better in the 90s that I'm remembering.
Yeah.
But we didn't have hashtags and the internet.
Right, and going back to Murrow, going back to 60 Minutes, there's so many over the years that you could look at and or listen to and go back and do a refresher on. So, but again, it's always good. It's always good to go back and listen. And again, my interviewing style is I've always tried to be, just like we're having a conversation, and I've always talked to you about this. And when you interview people, we're just sitting down, whether it's with a coffee or a beer or whatever. We're just sitting down and having a chat, and that's the best way to do it. And to forget the cameras and the lights are there. You just sit here and you talk.
That part, I think I can do. It's the scripted in my head, but we don't have a teleprompter.
We have a teleprompter. If you want to use it, we can use it.
No, I don't want to use it because then I will sound
Ashley hated teleprompter.
When I'm doing the thing over and over and over again, I'm like, oh man, I sound like AI. That is something that I don't want to sound.
But also, in Ashley, I mean, remember when we first started the Daily Muddy, Ashley would do like this little scripted monologue about something, and then when we started just doing the multiple interviews, that's when she got her groove. That's when she really got,
Oh, I watched.
That was not. Oh, I know. Yeah, you're a part of the team. I mean, but that was not her forte. I mean, I could sit there and read a teleprompter all day long because I did it for years in TV. But it's, again, going back to being a people person like you guys are, whether it's bartenders or service industries or sales or whatever you do, it's just about sitting down and talking. And once you forget about the cameras and the lights, it's really easy.
That, and I need to realize that silence is okay.
Yes.
I think that's something that is in the service industry, that's something you don't want. So that might be why, we talk over each other sometimes.
And you don't need, I've, over the years, I'll listen to myself and I'll have an or when I'm trying to think, and then I really, then after I watch the interview, I'm mentally, okay, don't do that. And you need to watch the interviews. I know you don't like to watch yourself, but you need to watch them because you learn from watching them. You learn from listening.
I know.
When I would do a ball game on the road, I would have the tape of my game and I would listen to the game on my way home that I just did to say, oh, I sucked. Oh, that was a good call. Oh, whatever. You have to do that if you're going to get better.
Well, I guess I will uncomfortably watch this Daily Muddy tomorrow.
Yeah, you should.
I will. And after that, I think after that, this will be the end of my stint for a while, and I'm tag teaming it back to Ashley.
Yeah, we'll have that. Then we'll have Club Buddy, and then Ashley's back next week. So
sounds lovely. I'm looking forward to it. But thank you for today, and thanks for our chat.
Anytime.
And joining me on
Coffee
Talk.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.